Good morning, y'all. It's Tracy, and this is Just Dig It Farms, and I really don't know what all I've got in store for you guys today, but I'm just gonna bring you with me, and whatever I get into, I'm gonna share it with you. But before we get too busy, let's just enjoy this for a minute. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this cascading vinca. See why I love this stuff so much? Gosh, it's so pretty. I love a big, dramatic flower pot full of color. Had to get the sprinkler going out here this morning a little bit. I don't really like overhead watering, but I'm getting desperate. I just got to get water on things. We need rain again. Oop. My beans are climbing good. Look at my pole beans. They're doing good. My sweet potatoes are running nicely. All right, I'm gonna start with my chicken coop. What's she fussing about, girls? We practice the deep litter method of composting with our chickens. It works really, really well. About once a week, I have to come in and put another layer of either shavings or hay or some kind of carbon source over their pile of manure where they roost at nighttime. That's where most of the manure is just stacked up. So I have to come in about once a week and I just add another layer of pine shavings or hay or just some kind of carbon source, and that helps keep a good balance inside the chicken coop so that there's not that ammonia odor, the flies aren't as bad. And most of the time during the summertime I have to do that twice a week, but it only takes just like a few minutes and it's done. And not only does it help keep a good balance inside the chicken coop and help keep my chickens healthier, but it's also creating compost for me to use in my garden a lot quicker because it's breaking down with the balance of carbon and nitrogen inside the coop. As I'm layering it, it's breaking down quicker for me to be able to use it quicker. So if y'all haven't checked out my videos, I've got a couple of videos on the deep litter method. Go check those out if you're interested in doing this inside your chicken coops. It works really well for us.
I've already pre-drilled my holes and I'm just getting it started, screwed in But what I did so that I'd get an accurate measurement, I'm just very resourceful. I just pulled out my iPhone. Works good because I wanted it tight so the deer don't think, I think I'll jump through. So I'm going up about as high as I can go with it, getting them started. I've already done all the ones around there, and hopefully by this weekend I'll finish putting the wire up. And this should keep the deer out.
This is my little Broody mama here in the chicken tractor. She seems to be taking forever to hatch these eggs out. And I'm getting worried about her because she's not eating, she's not drinking. She's just sitting on her nest here. And I know she's got to be getting dehydrated. Can't get her to drink or eat or anything. And I messed up. When she started being broody and we put her in here on these eggs, I did not mark the calendar of when I put her in here. And that just was not smart. So I really don't even know how long she's been in here, but I feel like it's been plenty long enough to hatch these babies. Mom and Pop's coming down today, spend the night, working the watermelon and corn garden a little bit. They should be here in just a little bit. And we're gonna take a creek break. It is 90 something degrees out here today, and humidity is like 98%, I think, or something like that. And it's really hot. It's been really hot. So during the summers like this, when it's really hot, what we try to do, we don't always do it, but what we try to do is get out here and work in the morning, early in the morning, work till about noon, go grab a little bite to eat, and then go hang out in the creek till about 2 or 3 or so, and eat dinner. We eat dinner really early and eat dinner, and then get back out here and work the rest of the evening until dark. So we try to take that little creek break. I mean, we've got a gorgeous creek. We need to be enjoying it more. And when it's this hot, it's brutal to be out here in the middle of the sun and the heat in the middle of the day. We're really bad about getting to work on something, and we just work until it's too late to go get in the creek. So we're gonna try to get better about that this year and enjoy our beautiful creek a little more, and not work ourselves to death.
Ride me over to the barn, ma'am. On El Toro.
Who?
Toro, my El Toro. Cut some grass. Got to do the orchard. Oh, by the way, I got all my little eyelets in on all my poles out here for my deer fence. And whenever the sun goes down later on today, I'm gonna try to get some of that wire up. It's Tracy's favorite thing, but she likes it when the deer aren't in there.
Yep.
But
I do not like putting fence wire up.
That's right.
I hate it.
She's more the creativity, beauty, frou-frou stuff. I have to do all the hard manual labor. But
That's good. Just dig it.
Now back to what I was doing. All the frou-frou stuff. Cleaning out chicken pens, dog pens, shoveling poop. All that fun frou-frou stuff. We like to put these pine shavings in Champ's pen too, because number one, it's cool and he likes to lay on it, but it also helps just to keep his pen from being so muddy, and helps keep it clean and balance out, you know, his pee and his poop too. We shovel his stuff out of there every day, but still it just helps to keep a balance in there. Now I don't use this for my garden at all, but we just do it to try to keep him a little healthier, having to be locked up in that pen when we're not home. But then after I get all the shavings in there with the chickens too, I come back and put the diatomaceous earth on there, and that just helps to keep bugs and fleas and ticks away as well. You know, I've always dreamed of having a farm, of having chickens and rabbits and goats and pigs and cows and sheep and dogs and cats and just everything. Quail, we want to do quail. So I've always had this dream of having a farm and a bunch of farm animals and just gardens everywhere, food gardens, vegetable gardens, fruit gardens, herb gardens, roses, perennials, everything, just gardens everywhere. So I've always dreamed of that. And you know, I envisioned me in cute little sandals and a cute little sundress and a big old garden hat, and just out in the garden, just working, you know, pruning deadheaded roses and just, you know, working in the garden. And it was just this beautiful romantic vision. Then I get a farm, thank you Lord. I get my animals, I get the gardens, and about 75% of my time is spent getting dirty and sweaty and dealing with poop. So I don't know how romantic it is, but I sure do love it. Pop and Mom's here. They're going down to set up camp. She's going to work on making her a little outdoor kitchen down there. little diatomaceous earth in their food too. This is food grade, so it won't hurt them at all. I mean, we could eat this stuff, you know, a little bit of it. It don't hurt you. But this just helps them with intestinal parasites and stuff like that. So just helps keeps my chickens healthy. I put it in Champ's dog food. I take this and just rub it all over Champ on his body for fleas and ticks. I use this diatomaceous earth in the garden. I use it for everything. I love this stuff. And I always get the food grade one so that I can use it in all different kinds of ways. It's time to put some oregano oil in my chicken waters and Amos's water and a little bit in Champ's. You really shouldn't keep your oils in the heat, outside in the heat, but this garden shed stays really cool. Like, it's usually really cool in here all the time, even in the summertime, because we're under all these trees. So I just keep this little bottle of oregano oil out here in the garden shed just so I can use it for my animals. It's very good for intestinal parasites, digestion issues, all kinds of stuff. Just 2 or 3 drops, that's all I use. Just make sure it's mixed in good. So I'll just put a couple of drops of oregano oil in both of their waterers 1 time a month. And then I come back 2 weeks later and I put some apple cider vinegar in their waterer. And I just do both of those 1 time a month. And that just helps everybody with intestinal parasites, digestion issues, all kinds of good things. Poor Amos is burning up. Rabbits get really hot. So I freeze him these sheets of ice in cake pans and bring them out here for him, and he's laying on one right now. He's laying right on top of one right now. Helps keep him a little bit cool. Whenever we can get to this and make a better rabbit hutch for him and get our solar hooked up, I'm gonna get him some fans out here going on him. It's just so hot for rabbits. Where my worm bin used to be, right under the rabbit hutch, because it's a permaculture practice where your rabbits, when they poo and they pee, it goes right into your worm bin and feeds the worms, and it's just a whole synergistic composting system. I really didn't like that system. It was hard to get to my compost, and I just didn't like it. Plus, we wanted to take this whole area right here under this roof section, and we're gonna make like a really nice rabbit hutch system with little stairs where they can come down and play a little bit or something. We hadn't quite designed it yet, but I'm gonna make this whole little area over here for the rabbits anyway. So we're still working through all that, but eventually, when we can get to it, it's probably like a winter project. We're gonna turn this into a really neat little rabbit hutch area. And we're gonna get Amos another girlfriend, and we're gonna breed some rabbits. We moved the worm bin outside the chicken coop area, out from under the rabbit hutch, and we just set it right out here on this side of it. And Gene put wood around it for me because it was an old ugly bathtub that we've turned into a worm bin. So he put some wood around it for me to make it look nicer. It's almost finished. All we need is a piece of tin that we're gonna put on the top of it to make like the lid out of it. And it'll be good to go, and I can order me some more worms. I don't even know what happened to my worms. They just disappeared over the winter. They were just gone. So I don't really even know what happened to them. So we just took the opportunity to move the worm bin out and to redo it. We kind of redesigned the little piping system a little bit better so that the worm tea was easier to get to. And we do and build things hoping that it's going to be permanent and it's done and we can move on to something else. But sometimes you have to build things and do things to figure out what's working and what's not working, and then you have to come in and revamp it and make it better. So we're doing a lot of that. But that's one of the permaculture principles too, is you do something small, you design and build something small scale, and then you master it, you figure out the good and the bad, what you need to change, what you need to do, and then you can build a bigger scaled system of that model. And so that's what we're trying to do, is just do things on a little small scale and figure out what we need to change, revamp it, hopefully where it'll last a really long time and we don't have to keep redoing things. And we're trying to master the systems before we move into something else. Just like we are really just chomping at the bits to get goats. Getting Amos a girlfriend and the breeding rabbits are next on our list, and then goats is on our list. We got to build fences, we got a lot of things we got to do. One thing we're trying to do is like master something before we move on to the next and get it down really good, just like our chickens here. We've got our coop, we've got the run, we've got the feeders, the waters, we've got everything set up pretty good. We've got a pretty good system going here with our chickens. We got the deep litter compost in effect and working, and figured it out, and we like the way it's working. So I feel like we're mastering our chickens. There's still a lot I don't know. There's still a lot of things I gotta learn, just like that, just like with my Broody hen, and you know, I wanna hatch some babies and different things. There's still a lot of things to learn, but as far as the basics of my chickens, I feel like we've got it figured out and we've got a good system in place. So now I can move on to my rabbits, and I'm studying about, you know, breeding them and building a nice rabbit hutch for them and that kind of thing. And when we master them, then we're gonna move on and I'm gonna learn about raising goats. So with both of us working full-time jobs and trying to establish all this infrastructure and establish our farm, we started with nothing. When we bought this property, it was a complete blank slate. 9 acres of old hardwood forest and 9 acres of pasture. That was it. Nothing else was here. A complete blank slate. And that was almost 4 years ago. So with us working full time, we feel like this is just the best thing to do. If I went off my emotions, I'd have my goats, my sheep, my rabbits. I'd have everything here right now. I'd have all my animals here right now. But that's just really not the wise thing to do. Plus we'd get extremely overwhelmed trying to figure all that out at one time. So I love that permaculture principle about, you know, doing something small scale, focusing in on it, mastering it, and then moving on to the next thing. Okay, time for a little more frou-frou. My friend Holly Wadley gave me this cute little flower pot. Life's a garden, dig it. Perfect for us, perfect. So I bought this gray woolly thyme. Isn't that cute? It smells so good. It smells so good. But it's real tight and compact, and I'm gonna put it in this little planter my friend Holly gave me. There we go. Isn't that cute? I absolutely love it. I love that. It's so cute. I'm gonna put that in the windowsill in the kitchen. I love it. Thank you, Holly. I picked up some pineapple mint at work the other day. I had a pot and I needed some more mint to go around the chicken coop. So I grabbed the pineapple mint. I love the variegation on this leaf. And it smells so good and it tastes so good. I like to just use these wood shavings around the top of it just to help keep soil from splashing up on my leaves. My little herbs I've been growing, they're getting big. It's time for everything to go in the ground. They're starting to look bad in these pots. I've got to get all this in the ground. Look at this basil, feverfew. Look, this has got to get in the ground. I've got my horehound going here. Marshmallow. Look at these echinaceas. I'm excited about this. This is green twister. Valerian. Lemon bee balm. I got my little upright germanders here. Shelly grew these at work. I got some to put at the entrance of the potager. So I gotta get all these things in the ground. It's getting too hot.
Check out our little friend that's eating bugs. It's right here on the window, right there. He's just wanting to say, hello, Gene. I just want to say, just dig it. Can you say it? Say it, dude. There he went. He told y'all. This is a good place to put this little dig it.
Chet, come here. Come here, Chet.
Hey Rocky, what's up, buddy? He got a haircut.
Yeah. He needed one.
Got you a haircut,
We all did.
I know.
He was looking pretty good. Wow.
Hey, buddy.
That's the first time you've made it that good.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what the heck? I don't like the water. Mom threw me in and I don't like it.
So what now? What are these deer tracks, Tracy? See how deep it is right here now.
That one was going to the water.
All right, come on. You see all them deer tracks?
Mm-hmm.
This is where Tracy's saying one of my. I saw a video here. It's a Jaws.
Is that dinner?
Yeah, that's what's been hitting the.
We're gonna starve.
This is what's been hitting the hook. Well, that's beautiful.
Little baby brim. That's bait.
I really should save this for the catfish for the trot line tonight.
Yeah. You
What?
got something to put it in?
No.
Bring
What
me
if I
that
put it in your
bottle.
pocket?
Negative.
Bring me that
Don't
bottle.
you have to keep them alive?
Yeah, you need a stringer or something. That's what's been hitting the. Hey, watch out now! I'll back up to a water moccasin.
Come here.
They right here.
Come here, Rocky. Rocky.
Oh, there's a good spot. A good beach.
Yeah, y'all come down to this rock.
Oh,
Look at them raccoon tracks.
where's our property line at?
There's a no trespassing sign right there. And somewhere out on this bank there's a T-post in the ground, and I don't see it. That flood's mail washed it away. But it's right in here. And it goes up through there. Come here, Rock. This would be a good spot to get on the inner tube right here.
Oh yeah, it's moving swift. That'd take you a good ways down.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had a tree fall in the creek. Looked like it just snapped. We gotta clean it up. It'll mess up our whole flow of the creek here.
I came out here to the orchard, and there's some folks stealing my blueberries.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a blueberry pie. Woo-hoo! Or cobbler, something good to eat. Make some blueberry jam.
Have to sample them. Oh yeah. Ooh, I see me a big plum.
Stay away from my plums. What do you think, Champ?
Uh-oh,
Champ,
these fall off.
Champ, don't be eating them blueberries. We heard they're toxic to dogs, so you stay away from them.
First, come on, let's go down here.
Let's
and
get some
pick
more
this
on another
other.
variety. What you gonna make with it, Mom?
A blueberry pie, maybe a cobbler. And later I'll come back and get some and make a jam, blueberry jam.
All right. Champ, you think Tracy's got some carrots? You think she's got some carrots? What do you think? Well, let's go over. Come on. Let's go over and see. Come on. Let's go see if she's got some carrots. Come on. Let's go check her.
Come on.
Look what I got.
Oh my gracious.
All colors. Purple, orange, white, yellow. And our last rutabaga. It's tiny, but this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight.
That's what's up.
Look at this one. I think this is the big one. Oh no, it ain't. Let me find the big one. Oh yeah, here's one.
Wow.
Isn't that
Good one.
awesome?
Good one. Don't let Amos know.
Look at that pretty one.
Yep. Carrots.
Aren't they pretty?
Yes.
I'm excited about this. We got carrots, onions is in here, garlic, rutabaga. I've got potatoes that we're gonna roast, squash and zucchini, and fish that you caught, not today, but that you caught on your fishing trip you went on.